everyone, it's Riley. This week on Paper Boys, we are talking about how to deal with people who try to convince you that you are mentally ill for being trans. I know, it's crazy. This is kind of a strange topic for me because no one has ever tried to convince me that I'm mentally ill for being trans. No one's ever tried to convince me really of anything for being trans besides maybe the fact that one time someone thought maybe I was suicidal because of that, and they had read a study that said that there's a lot of transgender suicides, and so they were worried about my mental health in that way. But I explained that being my true self actually makes me less depressed and more happy, so I'm definitely not on that route by any means. I don't really know who would try to convince you that you're mentally ill for being trans. We're in 2017. I don't think there's a lot of people that still think that, but maybe I'm wrong. But if you do come across someone like that, best thing to do, like I've always said in all my other videos, is remain confident in yourself, be open to questions, and give out some resources to them. Maybe we just did a video about resources to give family and friends, so if you give resources to this person, sometimes that is better than actually speaking to them, especially if you are maybe full of emotion, you're either upset or you're angry. That happens to me a lot. I tend to wear my heart on my sleeve, so sometimes just giving someone a resource can be better in that situation. One thing that's upsetting to me is how sometimes transgender people are portrayed in the media, and I can see how maybe people would think we're mentally ill. There was just a segment released on 60 Minutes here in Australia about a boy who is 14, who who transitioned into a girl for about a year, and then decided that they didn't want to be a girl anymore and decided to change back. And they didn't give any information on the plus side of being transgender or what a trans adult might be like, or they didn't even interview the kid's doctor. They just interviewed this right-wing person who was saying, oh, most trans kids change back and we gotta stop letting them transition, and oh, it was just really, really terrible. And especially here in Australia, it was terrible timing because they've just sent out the ballots for the postal vote they'll have here on marriage equality, and this segment aired about 2 days before they sent those out. So if we already had people who were kind of on the fence, now people are going to think, oh, that community is really strange, and I guess the topic potentially mentally ill, doesn't know what's going on in their brains, and we don't want that to be a part of our society. I don't think we should even give light to anyone saying that someone could possibly be mentally ill for being transgender. And even if we are mentally ill, what's wrong with that? I mean, I'm not saying we are, but just because someone's mentally ill doesn't mean they're not an amazing person. And that's why I also kind of don't like this topic, because you're just assuming that mentally ill means that it has a negative connotation and that someone is bad for being mentally ill. There's plenty of mentally ill people. I mean, what does that even mean? Like, you have depression, you have anxiety, you have schizophrenia. I mean, we all got a little bit of something, right? So who really cares? And same thing with this whole video. People just want to be happy. Why do you have to care so much about how we decide to be happy? Alright, I'm going to stop there before I go off on any other strange tangents. And I hope everyone has a really good week. And, oh, perfect timing, she's leaving me. And I'll see you all next week. Remember to subscribe. Goodbye.